Today we are going to be doing a
quick playthrough of Mickey Mania for the Sega CD.
Well, we'll see how quick of a play it is.
Yeah, well,
So,
you will.
Yeah, so for the Sega CD, we actually went back through and we took a look at the SNES version, we took a look at the Genesis version, and the Sega CD version, and we're actually really surprised at how many differences that there were to the games, at least in their variations.
Yeah, definitely, like, back in the day, like, even though, like, it was the same game technically on all consoles, like, there's, like, a little extra half level in the Genesis version, and there's, like, different sound option, like, different sounds in all three versions. And, yes, I am choosing easy.
Of course.
Save ourselves from ourselves.
No, speak for yourself.
Yeah, we'll see how you're talking later on.
Yeah, so here we go. Obviously, you know, with the Sega CD version, there was a lot more voice, but they cut out some music in some areas. Like, well, this, for example.
I would definitely say, though, overall, like, the music is very professionally done on the Sega CD version.
Oh, definitely. But there, I mean, for me anyway, it just kind of seems it's like, well, why didn't you just take all of the great things from all the games and put them together? Maybe that was what they had in mind, but...
Yeah, maybe.
I would like to note, as we're going on about this, that Barry is actually playing at present.
Yes, for now I'm playing, but we're going to try to switch off on this.
So, I mean, to some extent then it's a multiplayer sort of a playthrough for us. It's just not simultaneous.
Like, it's Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario Bros. Yeah, so as we were playing the Super Nintendo version, that
you
bell...
gotta be kidding me.
That was, that bell that's just above up there, actually wasn't in the Super Nintendo version. We were surprised to find. So there were some variations, some differences, and that was one of them. Why it worked out that way, I don't know. I'm not a programmer either, but...
Or a physician.
Ooh. But yeah, I mean, this, you know, I actually have all of the cartoons or the episodes that are in this game. So, you know, Steamboat Willie, the Mad Doctor, Lonesome Ghosts, Moose Hunter. Yeah, I've got all of them, and it was interesting to go back. I actually recently went back and I watched all of them, and boy, it was really just a big
Blast from the past.
Blast from the past. When the nostalgia of it was just amazing. But as we sit here and play this game, I mean, this is easily one of my favorite games for the Sega Genesis. No questions asked.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those really well-made Disney-type games. Like, you just don't see them as often anymore. I kind of feel like the heyday, like, you know, like, you think today, and then you look back at, like, some Disney games, and you're like, oh, that must have sucked on whatever so-and-so console. Like, you look at games like Aladdin, Lion King, DuckTales for the NES. Those are all really fun and really well-made games.
Oh, great.
And Mickey Mania and Mickey the Castle of Illusion is also one of those really well-made games. Oh, that was pretty much pointless for me
Actually,
now.
I might have to disagree with you in part on that. I played...
I can't hit those yet.
I played the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin, actually, and I don't like Capcom's version as much, actually. Better opinion, but, yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Right off the bat.
I got molested.
So, I mean, I can actually remember the first time that I played this game, and I don't know if I can pinpoint exactly why I liked this game so much when I first saw it and what was my big drive for getting it. Maybe it was just, it looked, you know, graphically it was just a really pretty looking game. I liked the art style of it. But my brother, his buddy had actually brought over a couple of Genesis games. We didn't have very many at the time, and this was like considered one of the cool guys in school, you know, that had you know, all this cool stuff. His parents bought him, you know, just about everything. And he brought this and Comic Zone. And that Christmas, my brother had gotten Comic Zone for Christmas, and I had asked for this, and I had gotten this for Christmas. And I'd loved that, you know, loved this game ever since. Probably more so than Castle of Illusion. But yeah, just what an amazing game. A lot of great memories with it. Oh, you got that star. That's... Wow.
Yeah, but I screwed up at the end there.
Got that star. Way to go. Oh yeah, just wow, what an amazing game. And this is actually the first game for the Sega Genesis that I ever beat, unless you want to consider, like, you know, Super Street Fighter. But yeah, this is the first game that I ever beat for the Sega Genesis, and actually the first game that I ever beat. So, I have a lot of really good memories of this game. A lot of that audio actually isn't in the Genesis version either, so they added
Yeah,
in
a lot of the voice
new
acting
stuff.
that happens in this is like neither version.
So awesome. They're going from the old school, you know, Steamboat Willie, where it was all in black and white, and as time progressed, you know, they slowly added Technicolor in this. That's just what this is all a representation of.
Oh no!
Yeah, just that Technicolor add-in over time. Make it evolve. But I mean, what else is amazing with this game is I was never a big Mickey Mouse fan either. And this game just kind of sucked me right in, and off I went. So. Now this is something that's actually kind of interesting for me, is the music in this is different than the Genesis version, and I actually like this boss battle better in the Genesis version, mostly because, you know, the audio graphically and how it's running is, you know, pretty much the same thing, but Genesis version just had, you know, there you go.
Genesis version just had what now?
I just like the music better for the boss battles.
Yeah, I will give you that. It does sound a little bit better in the Genesis version.
And the Super Nintendo version we found actually just kind of kept going with the Steamboat Willie music. That was
Which was interesting.
There you go.
I remember you.
There you are. Just for all of you out there, I'm now switching the controller over to...
Good old Neo Mahi's playing now.
Yeah.
But congratulations, though. You stopped the cranes, and now we're moving on to...
Your mom. I mean...
Here it comes.
Sorry, we got load times. One of the downside of early CD technology.
Even with cartridge-based games, we found.
Yeah, some cartridge-based games can have load times.
Like this game for the Super Nintendo
Yeah,
did.
actually, this game for the
Yes,
Super
indeed.
Nintendo does have load times. I did forget about that. That is mostly due to the fact that the Super Nintendo uses some certain compression techniques so that it has to decompress the memory and then start the level.
That's all the technical stuff that I don't quite understand for.
It's like a zip program. You unzip it before you can actually open it. I did the same technique on stuff like Star Ocean and Street Fighter Alpha 2.
Good old Alpha 2. Now the sound I actually liked of the exploding in the Genesis version of the skeletons too. So, you know, I think after everything all said and done,
I think it's more nostalgia.
Oh no!
For you.
Well, we're gonna go back and we're gonna play the Genesis version, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. But here we are in the Mad Doctor, which was an awesome episode in which it wasn't Minnie that was kidnapped, but rather it was Pluto. Here we are off to in an attempt to save our poor dog Pluto from the Mad Doctor, which I think we're going to successfully pull off, assuming the controls work for me. Anyway. way. In our last run through of this, it was surprising how there were things I was able to pull off in games previous that I wasn't able to quite pull off in this one. But love that startled sound of. Come on here. Just wasting marbles here. Come on. I can't decide whether I want to like kill the bat or kill the spidery thing. Oh, I did kill the bat.
Oh, sorry, some awkward silence from me.
There we go. There, see the fireballs coming out of the.
Yeah,
that's what I was telling you about.
Those were not
night,
happening on the Super Nintendo version, which is interesting enough. But, you know, shit happens. What are you gonna do? Some things get cut out of certain versions of games.
Well,
which makes me wonder a little bit. Yeah, it is a good question.
There it is. Okay, good.
It does make you wonder, but you know, it just happens, dude. And I mean, on a side scroller, it's a lot more noticeable than you're gonna notice in like a multi-platform 3D game for gen consoles. But yeah, I do like some of the art style in this game. I do find that it is extremely, really true to the the animation style of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Pause this here, and you can see his feet up in the corners, kind of kicking around.
The paws.
Yeah. So if there are a bunch of deaths in this game that I'm going to get, this is going to be the part, just because this life is so tough to get. But once you get past this,
yeah, once he gets this extra life, then we can feel like we're not in Bill Murray's version of Groundhog's Day.
The first try.
I can't believe you did that.
Got it on the first try. I told you can jump off of that blade there for whatever reason. The version we were playing last night, I just
couldn't. I just
couldn't
think you had like just emotional trauma. Look at that first try, dude.
It's because it wasn't the Super Nintendo. Sorry, I just can't resist. So this is a level that was actually exclusive to the Genesis version for a while until they ended up putting it in the Sega CD version. So unfortunately, those of you who have a Super Nintendo, you aren't able to play this level. But honestly, as an exclusive level, this really isn't too big of a deal.
It's more of just filler on all reality.
The question actually is that there is a hidden level in Mickey and the Beanstalk. That's a bonus stage that's actually, what was that episode called? Band something Mickey, I can't remember it right now, but anyway, it's this one where you're caught up in this tornado, and you're going up, and I'm actually not sure if that's in the Super Nintendo version. I'll have to check on that, but, yeah, it's, what is that called? Don't scare the crap out of me like that.
Fun going on.
That really does make me pretty happy I was able to get that life on the first run like that. Usually if you die, I think you lose like all of your marbles too.
I enjoy those extremely cheesy jokes. Okay, come on, you can do this.
Only for me. Remember the first time you played this game? You saw this game? I'm assuming it was probably. I had to brag about it when you came over when we were kids.
I really don't know if you're the one who showed me this. I actually think this was actually a game we ended up owning on the Genesis. I don't know if I saw it at your house first or not, but I do remember having this game. And we also had Castle of Illusion, but I was not a huge fan of that game as much. But yeah, when we were kids, my parents always bought us Disney games. Like Disney's Magical Kingdom for the NES was literally the game I played the most.
You know, admittedly, it took me until very recently to play Castle of Illusion.
Yeah.
So,
You know, Castle of Illusion's a great game, but it's definitely like it was an early 16-bit game compared to this one. When did this come out? 94? I said at the beginning. And Castle of Illusion was like 91 or 92 or something, and it lacked a lot of the cool little gimmicks that you would see later on in the 16-bit life cycle. This game definitely takes advantage of. It was, and then also the ending for Castle of Illusion was kind of stupid.
really,
Basically, you find out that you've been watching a movie the entire time. Yeah, it's not like you play these games for the story. And I'm not dissing side-scrollers, but pretty generic. Basically, if you've seen all these movies, you're pretty much going to guess how this ends. So, I can't remember the last movie, though. For some reason, like, it's like right there on top of my head, but I can't quite remember the name of it.
The last stage of the game?
Yes.
So, that was, crap, I just forgot it. The Prince and the Pauper.
Oh, yes, that's right, that's right. And then you battle Pete at the end and
Good old Pete.
save Minnie.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to make it that far, though.
I honestly think once we hit about the 25, 30-minute mark, that'll probably be the end of our playthrough, and maybe we'll like try to finish it up someday. Oh, I remember this part. Oh. See, for me, guys, I haven't played this game since 2009, when I had originally got it on the Sega CD. So...
Oh, but boy, is it... You know, it even being that long is... Shoot. And I actually don't usually do this bad. This part, but... Man, I played this game so many times, though.
Actually, you know, maybe I did play this at your house first, Neo. Basically, I do have very fond memories of this game because one of my favorite levels, ironically, is the Moose level when the Moose is chasing you. Actually, the whole level I thought was pretty awesome.
Oh, the Moose chasing you was pretty cool, and that's probably about as close as you're going to get to, what was that called on the Super Nintendo?
Mode 7?
Yeah, that is Mode 7? For some weird reason, I thought it was going to be something more complex than that. But, yeah, it's probably about as close as you're going to get to that. Oh, it's Mad Doctor!
I mean, they did try to do some Mode 7 games on the Genesis, but because the processor wasn't designed for it, it definitely had what I would like to call performance issues.
Oh, come on!
And Duke Nukem 3D is only available in Brazil, in case you're wondering, unless you want to try to play it on the emulator, but in all honesty, you might as well just, like, take some bamboo shins and stick them under your fingernails, because that would be a lot better time than you're going to have playing that game on Genesis.
Boy, but yeah, watching the movie of this, Mad Doctor had a really creepy laugh, and I think, yeah, I mean, it was just this thing, and he was pretty creepy.
You know, it kind of happens that way in a lot of classic cartoons. The bad guys actually were kind of scary, and they were designed that way. They were designed to scare kids.
Oh, Cruella de Vil, 101 Dalmatians,
yeah.
Dang.
I was trying to sing the Cruella de Vil song, but then I just about started into the "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch."
Pretty much about the same.
I don't know why I can't remember that off the top of my head, but you know, 101 Dalmatians definitely not my most favorite Disney movie. But it is definitely a fun one to watch, and I watched it a lot when I was a kid.
She was creepy, though.
She was.
Oh,
I actually, as long as you promise not to laugh, my favorite Disney movie when I was a kid was Lady and the Tramp.
Really?
Yes.
I have yet to see that through entirely, I think, but...
Really?
Yeah.
It might be my favorite mainly just because we bought it on VHS back in 2000. Tells you how like senile I've gotten. No, we bought it on VHS back in 1984, about the year I was born, and it was one of the only VHS cartoons we had.
Huh.
Aw.
That was
Baby
not in the Genesis
Professor.
version.
No, that was not.
So that
Remember that all?
kind of blows my mind. No, I mean, one of the other villains that really scared the crap out of me was Little Mermaid, the big, like, octopus
big
lady.
Witch. Let's see if, maybe what we'll have to do is edit some of that out a little bit.
Moose hunters.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Moose hunters.
Here, boy.
And look at the color palette in this game. It's amazing.
Here, boy.
Easy does it. There you go. Ooh, almost. Oh man, what other? Let's see. There's my.
Here, boy.
Where's your pamphlet?
Ah, here we go. Let's see.
Here, boy.
Let's see if I can figure this out. Barry's just in super concentration mode here, so.
Yeah, this is definitely, something that I have to definitely just
Here, boy.
focus a lot on.
Oh, dang it. The Red Wings are out of the playoffs.
Here, boy.
Look at that. Congratulations, Vicky found the moose hunter. Also found a moose. Yay. Used to be really good at this part.
Oh, gosh. Can't stop now.
Let's see if I can remember the... Yep. Go all the way to the right, and then it'll repeat it, but you go the other direction. Then go to the other side. Get the apples. You gotta keep the apples to keep your speed up. Other side. Middle.
You know what? I'm just gonna have to do this on my own because you're actually confusing me.
Left.
Oh no!
Middle. Jump. 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 Left. Jump. Middle. Left.
Doesn't really matter on that part.
Of course it does. You gotta get the apples so you keep your speed up.
They were on both sides, so. Yay!
Holy smokes!
I have escaped from the rampaging mooses.
Alright, Traveler's Tales here. Let's see, a subsidiary of Warner Bros. Interactive. Some of the other games that they did were Bram Stoker's Dracula, which, as I understand, sucked horribly.
Yeah, I think it did.
Which was also done by Psygnosis, which redeemed themselves later down the road. They did Pugsy, I remember that. Oh, dude, you're not going to believe this.
It's your turn now.
You're not going to believe this. They did Sonic R.
That explains why it sucks so bad. They also did Sonic 3D Blast.
Which they just list as Sonic 3D, so... A little bit of a,
This is kind of cool. The
Lonesome
front
Ghost.
facade kind of rotates in.
Yeah, how about that, man? Just... Now that I'm looking at that, you know, the snow and everything in this, like, geez, the game just looks amazing. There's actually only been one time in my entire gaming career that I've made it over that jump. And there's a life that's in between those two spots, and I used to be able to get it.
There's two if
Yeah,
you're
but
good
I
enough.
think both of them.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anybody.
This will also probably be our last stage for the night, too. Just because we're approaching a certain mark. What a butthole.
Oh.
And then guess what? Surprise, surprise.
Crap. I didn't need to do that. I just ended up falling off the edge.
Yeah, you gotta be careful in that spot.
Whoa. Could have sworn there was a light right there. Maybe that's the other side. I love how he's just like marching up the side of this thing. He's just like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm sick of putting up with your crap and.
Hate being tortured beyond recognition.
Oh wow.
That's tilted too much. So, but even though this was technically, actually I think it was published by Traveler's Tales, which doesn't make any sense, but I'll have to look up some more information on Mickey Mania here. Give me a second, guys.
Oh, that's where the life is at. You know, it has been a while since I played the Sega CD or the Mega CD version of this game, but I'm actually hoping in the part where you're on like the little barrels and the ghost is on the speedboat thingy, whatever. I'm hoping that they kept the same music.
See, there's
that
your
they
extra
used for-
life.
Yeah, we'll see if I can get it though. Oh, yeah, boom. I still got it. It just took me a little bit longer to get than I originally wanted, but.
Let's see, John Burton, writer, designer, lead programmer, Andy Ingram, writer, designer, graphics, and then from Sony ImageSoft, Mike Dam, and David Jaffe, which Neo Mahi over here knows who David Jaffe is. He was the lead programmer of the first God of War, wasn't he?
He's the game designer for God of War. In fact, he was, at least so he claims anyway, he was the pioneer of the title game designer. There hadn't existed game designer as a title at Sony, so... Oh, crap. That's what happens when I'm not focusing on this. Just like that. And so the title, at least for Sony anyway, was introduced with God of War. So, why is he double jumping? I like this controller. And yes, I'm blaming it on this particular controller.
Yes, which is what a true gamer does. As we all know as gamers, we don't like to take full responsibility for our own actions.
Oh crap, I did this wrong.
Yeah, you should have
now I
timed
just
that out.
remembered, yeah, I remember where my big foul up was. And now I'm probably gonna die.
You can do it, man. I believe in you. I'm sure our listeners and who are watching this believe in you too. Well, maybe they don't. Who cares what they think?
I do.
You care, Neil?
I do.
Yeah.
You're a pro at that, man.
I am a pro.
You're an absolute pro.
That's the way it will be. Because I am absolutely terrible at that.
There we go.
Like
the moment of truth. Did they keep with it or not? They did.
Uh-oh.
And it definitely sounds better than the Genesis version.
No doubt about it. It says the only level that wasn't included in the SNES version was the band concert.
Oh, then yeah, that's too bad then. That's too bad. I mean,
don't
the tower
understand this
not
because
so
it's
big of a
supposed to take
deal,
place after the Mad Doctor.
but band concert Mickey is well. In this one, it's actually different. I think because you get it at Beanstalk Mickey.
Okay.
Of course, the only way I actually was able to play the game, because I never actually figured out how to do it myself, is I had to use the cheat code for the level select that I think we were talking about earlier when we were in the options menu. So. Now, even though I said I like the version of the music in this version this version of this game. I don't particularly like this level, and I think that's probably because it's so freaking hard. Comparatively, Prince and the Pauper is definitely pretty dang hard, but this is probably like the next toughest stage. Oh my gosh.
Careful there, sir.
Over there. Throw your stupid hat already so you can get this thing moving along here.
Maybe we'll have to see if we can someday do a comparison between this version and the PlayStation.
It'd be fun to do. Oh my gosh. I'm dead.
You can do this, man. You're not dead yet.
No, I'm
You
dead.
probably should be. Well, wah, wah, wah. You can't get up here. In trouble.
Oh wow, I start here. Thought I had to start over completely.
Well, it's nice you not to start over.
Lost a good chunk of marbles though. Oh crap.
Now stop delaying, my sir. Get up there, them there stairs.
Swing this rope. I actually used to have this timed out like perfectly to where I could get across this entire bridge, but that's been a while since I
Time
played this,
changes.
so I don't quite have. There he is. Well, so that's a good chunk of Mickey Mania right there. So
Oh yeah.
our first.
Yeah, there's actually only two
Playthrough,
levels
so-
left. There's Mickey and the Beanstalk. Then there's the secret level, the band concert. And then the final level, the Prince and the Pauper.
Yep. Used up by Walt Disney. So awesome. Well, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.